Big changes are heading your way in 2025, and your cruise could be in trouble before you even step foot on the ship. New travel requirements, soaring port fees, and major airline changes are about to shake up cruising as we know it. Whether you're planning a quick Caribbean getaway or that dream Mediterranean cruise, these updates will impact every part of your vacation if you're not prepared. So stick around to learn what's changing, how it's going to impact your trip, and exactly what you need to do about it. Hey y'all, I'm Evan with Family at Sea, where we help make every cruise unforgettable. Sweeping changes to travel in 2025 could disrupt your plans if you're not ready for them. In this video, I'm sharing key updates including new travel rules and ID requirements, port fee hikes that might surprise you, and tips to avoid getting caught off guard. By the end of this video, you'll be prepared to cruise confidently and avoid unexpected headaches. So if you're ready, I am. Let's go. Let's dive into the biggest update first, something that will affect many cruise travelers starting May 7th, 2025. If you're flying to your cruise port, you'll need what's called a real ID.
What ID?
I know, we've been hearing about this for years, but this time it's really happening and being prepared is crucial. Here's what you need to know. Real ID is a federal security standard for identification, and if your current license doesn't meet it, you won't be able to board your flight to the cruise port. The easiest way to check if you're good to go? Look for a star in the upper right corner of your driver's license. If you see it, you're all set. No star? Then you'll need to head to your local DMV before your next cruise that involves flying. Don't worry though, you've got options. Even if you don't have a real ID, a valid passport will still work, as will global entry cards or military IDs. But if you're planning to cruise in 2025, I strongly recommend getting this sorted now. The last thing you want is to miss your cruise because you couldn't board your flight to the port.
Just wait for me, all right?
Now let's talk about something that's got a lot of cruisers concerned. Port fee increases. If you're planning a Western Caribbean cruise with stops in Mexico, you need to know about a major change coming. Ports there are implementing a new fee of $42 per person. Yes, you heard that right, $42 per person.
That's expensive and pointless.
If your cruise is visiting multiple Mexican ports, you'll only have to pay this additional fee once, but this is still a staggering increase, especially for a family of 4 like mine. This was originally planned for January 2025, but after cruise lines pushed back hard, it's been delayed to the second half of the year, but don't think it's going away. This fee is still expected to be implemented. And Mexico isn't the only destination seeing increases. The US Virgin Islands are hiking their port fees too. In St. Thomas, which is one of the most popular Caribbean cruise stops, fees are jumping nearly 50% from $6.84 per passenger to $9.84 per passenger. Some docks in St. Thomas are even adding an additional 44 cents per passenger fee on top of that. While these might seem small compared to the Mexican increase, they're part of a broader trend of rising port costs worldwide. Here's some good news though. If you're booking pre or post cruise hotel stays, you're about to get a lot more transparency in pricing. Starting December 2024, hotels in the United States are required to disclose all fees up front when you're booking. No more surprise resort fees or hidden charges when you check in. This is huge for cruisers who often need hotels near their departure ports, especially in places like Miami or Fort Lauderdale where resort fees can be pretty steep. Before we move on, if you found any value in this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing. By doing so, you'll ensure you stay up to date on tips and updates that can make planning your next cruise easier and more enjoyable. Now let's jump into the next update. It's one you won't want to miss. Imagine planning the perfect European cruise only to be denied entry at the airport or cruise terminal because of a new rule you didn't know about. Well, that's exactly what's at risk if you don't comply with new travel requirements. Starting in mid-2025, travelers from visa-free countries like the US and Canada will need authorization to visit Europe's Schengen zone through a system called ETIAS, which is the European Travel Information and Authorization System. ETIAS is a new pre-screening process designed to enhance border security and streamline arrivals in Europe. Think of it as a digital pre-clearance that provides authorities with more details about who's visiting before they arrive. You mean like me?
Yes, like you.
But what exactly is the Schengen zone? It's a group of 27 European countries that have eliminated internal border checks, making it easy to travel between them. This includes top cruise destinations like Spain, Italy, and Greece. If your cruise itinerary visits any of these countries, you'll need an ETIAS approval prior to travel. The application process is quick and straightforward, and it's all done online. It only costs €7, and it's free for travelers under 18 or over 70. You'll provide details like your passport information and travel plan, and approvals are expected to be issued rapidly. Once granted, ETIAS is valid for 3 years. And here's the important part. Without ETIAS approval, you could be denied boarding for your flight, your cruise, or even access to ports in the Schengen zone countries. Although this system doesn't have an exact start date yet, it's expected to launch in mid-2025 following the rollout of Europe's new entry-exit system, otherwise known as EES. These updates might seem like extra steps because they are, but being informed now will help ensure your European cruise is smooth and stress-free. Don't let a small oversight jeopardize your trip.
Bon voyage!
Flying to your cruise port can be stressful enough without delays or cancellations throwing off your plans. Thankfully, new rules from the U.S. Department of Transportation starting in 2025 will make handling flight disruptions much easier. If your flight is canceled or significantly delayed by more than 3 hours for domestic flights or 6 hours for international ones, the airline must issue you a refund automatically. No more sitting on hold for hours, filling out complicated forms, or jumping through hoops. These refunds must be processed quickly and go back to your original method of payment, not as a travel voucher unless you specifically request one. Even better, these new rules cover delays and cancellations due to weather, something airlines previously used as an excuse to avoid compensating passengers. Before these updates, the refund process was often inconsistent and frustrating. Now, it should be seamless, giving you one less thing to worry about as you make your way to the cruise of your dreams. But wait, there's more. If your checked bags are delayed for 12 or more hours on domestic flights or 15 to 30 hours internationally, you'll now be entitled to a refund of the baggage fee you paid. To claim it, simply file a mishandled baggage report with the airline. This update ensures you're reimbursed for services the airline didn't deliver, giving you one less hassle to worry about while traveling. Speaking of luggage, let's talk about every traveler's worst nightmare, losing your bag. Fortunately, a new partnership between Apple and major airlines is changing how lost baggage is handled, making it easier than ever to track and recover your belongings using AirTags. Starting in early 2025, airlines will roll out a feature called Share Item Location. If your bag goes missing, you'll be able to use the Find My app on your Apple device to generate a secure link to your AirTag's location and share it directly with the airline. Airline staff will then be able to track your bag in real time on a map just like you can, speeding up the process of reuniting you with your luggage. The system is designed with security in mind. Only authorized airline staff can access the link, and it automatically expires after 7 days or once your bag is returned. Major airlines like Delta, United, and British Airways are already testing this feature at select airports, with broader rollouts planned soon. So why is this such a big deal? Until now, even if you used an AirTag to track your luggage, airlines couldn't access that information to help you. You knew where your bag was, but they didn't, meaning it really didn't provide much in the way of actual help. With this new feature, you and the airline can finally work together to locate and retrieve your bags faster. Bottom line is, if you're not already using AirTags, now's the time to start. They're compact, affordable, and can save you from a major travel headache. And for Android users like me, unfortunately, there's no similar agreement in place yet with companies like Samsung. That means you'll need an iPhone or iPad to take full advantage of AirTags, or wait and see if a similar feature becomes available for Tile or Samsung smart tags in the future. Also worth mentioning is that US passport renewal is finally entering the digital age. The new online renewal system is a game changer for cruise travelers. No more sending your passport away and hoping it comes back in time for your next cruise. The online process is faster, you can track your application status, and you have more control over the timing. If knowing about all the latest and greatest things going on in the cruise industry gets you excited, you're not going to want to miss my video on the all-new cruise ships, private islands, and innovations coming in 2025, so be sure to click the link above to see more. And remember, the key to stress-free cruising is staying ahead of the changes. Check your ID situation now if you're flying to your port. Keep an eye on those port fees when budgeting for 2025 cruises. Be sure to get travel authorization if cruising in Europe, and consider grabbing some air tags for your cruise luggage. A little preparation now will save you a lot of headaches later. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may your seas be smooth and your horizons wide. Bon voyage!